Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the earnings conference call for Q1 FY26 for EMS Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode. There will be an opportunity to ask questions after the management discussion concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star followed by 0 on your touchtone phone. EMS Limited was incorporated in 2010 by Mr. Ramveer Singh and Mr. Ashish Tomar and is involved in the business of sewage solution provider, water supply system, water and waste treatment plants, electrical transmission and distribution, road and allied works, operation and maintenance of wastewater scheme project and water supply scheme project for government authorities, bodies. Let us now begin with the introduction of the management team. We have with us today Mr. Ramveer Singh, promoter and chairman of the company. Also joining us today is Mr. Ashish Tomar, promoter and managing director, and HK Consultant Engineering Operations at EMS Limited. I would now like to request Mr. Ramveer Singh, promoter and chairman, to give his opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar. Hello.
Please go ahead.
मैं रामवीर सिंह, चेयरमैन ऑफ EMS लिमिटेड, और मैं ये अर्निंग कॉल EMS लिमिटेड के लिए ओपन करता हूँ। प्लीज जिसके जो क्वेश्चन हो स्टार्ट करो।
Hello.
Can I open the line for questions?
Yes. Yeah. Let me tell you just something. I am HK Consultant Engineering Operation. The result of this June 25, as we have given, the revenue is 211.32 crore against 203.72 crore last year of the same quarter, and earnings of 37.38 crore against 36.84 crore. That is just 3.73% up in terms of revenue and 1.46% up in terms of PAT. The reason behind that, we were looking for 20 to 25% growth in this quarter, but as the rainy season was a bit early and we couldn't perform in last 15 days of the June due to rains, because we work underground for laying sewerage and water supply lines. So the results are not as per the expectation line. These are subdued to our expectation, although they are higher than the previous similar period. And we will try to maintain it in the quarter, not in next quarter, but in the later half of the year, because this time rainy season is at peak. Unexpected higher rains are there, and we are feeling difficulty in maintaining the revenue for this quarter as well, because overground works we are continuing and we are doing it on a robust basis, but underground works are still suffering. So that is our remark. Now I think we can open the question and answers. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question comes from the line of Dinesh Kulkarni with Finsight. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, and I appreciate your information that we had faced difficulties in this quarter, the previous quarter, and expected to continue this quarter as well. So are we going to, like, say, we have mentioned that earlier 20-25% of revenue, at least 25% of revenue growth we are expecting for this fiscal year. So are we still going ahead with that, or there is a change in that? If you could, please elaborate on that.
Yeah, definitely we are looking for the same growth if we see YOY, because we are doing, at present we are doing procurements and other design drawings and other things, but we are unable to lay the sewer in this rainy season in most of the places. So we can make it up in later half year, basically from September onwards, October onwards rather, in 6 months, because there are milestones in getting the payment. So if we are doing procurement, we are doing the expenditure, but we are not getting the payments. That is why the revenue will suffer in September as well due to this rainy season. But in next 2 quarters, that is last 2 quarters of the financial year, we will definitely make it up because receivables will be more and we will execute the works of sewer laying in that period. We will make it up, and STPs and WTP works and other building works are in progress with full swing as of now also. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. Next question comes from the line of Paras Chedda with Papillon Vertex Ventures LLP. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for your time and जो आपने एड्रेस किया. सर मेरे जस्ट कपल ऑफ क्वेश्चन है जो वी अंडरस्टैंड कि ये क्वार्टर और लास्ट इधर सेकंड क्वार्टर वहाँ पे नहीं होगा, सो सेकंड हाफ में वी विल बी एबल टू कैच अप. राइट, सो नाउ देयर आर 2 थिंग्स. सर एक अपना ऑपरेटिंग मार्जिन जो एबिटा मार्जिन था दैट यूज्ड टू बी इन द रीजन ऑफ 28 to 30% की रेंज में होता था, व्हिच नाउ ऑफ कोर्स फॉर द लास्ट 2 years has come down to 26-27%. So on a full year basis, sir, अभी तो last ये जो quarter है Q1 was about 23% odd. So for a full year basis, sir, what kind of and longer term sustainable EBITDA margins अभी क्या होगा? We understand there is competition etc. But just आपके end से समझना था. That was one.
This is a civil engineering industry and इसमें competition भी होता, but we are definitely looking for more than 20% every time. And that is our PAT basically, and the growth of the revenue 25 to 30% we are still looking for, because we are managing in a way that rainy season is affecting our Q1 and Q2, but it cannot affect our yearly performance on revenue basis. That is, we are managing the scenario like that only.
Right. So 20% आप PAT margin बोल रहे हो basically, and not EBITDA margin.
Correct. PAT margin. Correct.
Okay, and 20-25% on the top line.
We are consistently giving that margin since last 1 plus minus 1% is always there in such an industry, because we take the work on EPC basis from the government, and some contracts may give a bit better results and some contracts may shrink the margins. But 20 plus minus 1.5% is our target for every time as far as standalone profit of the company is concerned.
Yeah, so just to be very clear, so let's say sir about last year 1000 crores की range में था, 972 to be exact, but 1000 crores पकड़ रहा हूँ, and say we say कि 20-25% growth होगा, so somewhere around 1200-1250 crores का revenue होगा.
Correct.
उसके about 20% PAT का expectation है.
Correct.
Okay, understood sir. And then second question sir, as of now अपना current order book क्या है outstanding, and what is the amount of the bids that we have put into the system?
The current order book unexecuted orders is around 2,500 crore, and we are successfully achieved 2 orders of what 200 crore in this financial year also, and our pipeline tenders in pipeline is about 4,000 crore rupees.
Okay, and on that, sir, कितना win ratio are you expecting, sir, roughly?
Usually 15% type of thing, plus minus something. So we can still get 600 crore rupees up to December this year. And this is a continuous process. We keep on bidding and keep on getting orders. So 600 crores we can still get. So it will be around 3,000 crore by the end of December, the order unexecuted order book. And we can easily do the turnover of 1,250, 1,300 crores. Because in this typical industry, the completion period is about 2 years. So we calculate it on the basis of 2.5 years. So 40% of the order book we can always execute with ease. That's it.
Okay, understood, sir. और sir, एक last query मेरे end से, in terms of government focus on water projects and government spends basically. So sir, medium term outlook आपको क्या दिखता है? Whether this has sort of peaked in terms of in terms of business growth for for the industry, ये आपको कैसा दिखता है sir? I mean, in terms of growth potential या spending from the government side, is that sort of being capped? Because some water supply projects जल जीवन में वगैरह थोड़े issues थे. So how is that being addressed? और आपका व्यू क्या है सर इस पे बिजनेस ग्रोथ पे?
Actually, this is a confusion with the Jal Jeevan Mission. So, though we are not executing any work of Jal Jeevan Mission, even then, I would like to explain something about Jal Jeevan Mission also. What happened in Jal Jeevan Mission, basically, there is a allocation of the mission from the central government, around 3 lakh crore rupees for the mission. What happened, they estimated that in every district there will be a work of 300-400 crores for all villages. But when the real estimates framed, they appreciated quite higher side, say around 1,000 crore per district or even 2,000 crore per district. So in all over India, this is the scene that the tendered amount of the work was much higher than the allocation for the funds. So what happened, the execution also happened and receivables of the companies have increased because funds were having the cap from the central government and the state government. So this happened in Jal Jeevan Mission, which is giving something unwanted scenario type of thing, that there is a shortage of fund in Jal Jeevan Mission and all that. As far as we are concerned, we are not at all doing any work of Jal Jeevan Mission. We are concerned only with the central government funded schemes like Amrut, Namami Gange, that is NMCG, and JICA and ADB funded schemes, which are given only on the basis that there are funds available for that. So we are not having any crisis of fund whenever the work is executed, because all tenders are done as a mission by the state mission director, and that is sent to the central government for the consent of the funds. After the consent of the fund, tender is done and tender is accepted. So there is no issue of funds in Amrut. And your other question was probably taking the scope of the work into consideration. How much scope is there in coming few years or coming
going
years?
Forward wastewater projects? Yes.
Yeah. So let me tell you that about 15 lakh crore rupees potential of the work is there only in urban cities like municipal corporation, municipalities and town area committees. So we have only done 3 lakh crore in Amrut. So you can understand that the 4 Amrut up to 20 years we will have the same flow of the funds, because this is now the mission taken by the central government. As a water act, the responsibility lies with the municipal corporation for supplying the drinking water and to dispose of the wastewater from every household. So the scope is tremendous, and so much scope is there that even 50-60 companies of our size can be saturated with the workload without any issue for as many years as we are living on the earth. So that is the question. I think I have answered the scope of the work. And the further enhancement of the work is reuse of the wastewater, basically, because we are going to become a water crisis country, and so many places in India are dark places, brown places, and we are having water scarce. So we are now making the schemes which are based on the reuse of the water. Means the wastewater is treated to the stringent parameters fit for either for agriculture or for washing or for gardening or even for the use in boilers of NTPC, BHEL, and there are so many regulations, so many acts which are working for that. So now the scope of work, quality of wastewater treatment is continuously increasing. So there is no second thought that we will be any time losing the scope of work for us.
Right.
Thank you.
So basically the growth will continue more or less is what you're saying, because there is huge potential pending. Right. And secondly, जो मैं समझ रहा हूँ सर के अपना फोकस वाटर एंड सीवरेज प्रोजेक्ट्स पे ही रहेगा, गिव एंड टेक में देयर इज नो थॉट प्रोसेस.
अभी हम लोग वाटर और वेस्ट वाटर में 75% बिजनेस करते हैं.
करेक्ट.
उसके अलावा हम 20 से 25% बिजनेस करते हैं इलेक्ट्रिकल ट्रांसमिशन बिल्डिंग वर्क्स में. उसके दो कारण है कि बिल्डिंग वर्क्स को कभी कभी हमारे वेस्ट वाटर ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट्स के लिए हमें बिल्डिंग वर्क्स का एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया में भी जरूरत होती है. तो उसके लिए हमें कभी कभी ज्वाइंट वेंचर्स लेने पड़ सकते हैं, तो हम उसके लिए अपनी एलिजिबिलिटी बनाते हैं बिल्डिंग वर्क्स में और सिमिलरली क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रोमैकेनिकल वर्क होता है वेस्ट वाटर ट्रीटमेंट और वाटर ट्रीटमेंट में, तो हमें इलेक्ट्रिकल एक्सपीरियंस की भी जरूरत पड़ती है. दैट इज वन रीजन. अदर रीजन इज कि अगर हमारा पैट मार्जिन जितना हम सोचते हैं अराउंड 20% मेंटेन होता है, तो हम वो वर्क ले लेते हैं बीइंग इन दिस इंडस्ट्री ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. सो लेकिन हमारा वो प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर नहीं है. हमारा प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर वाटर सप्लाई और सीवरेज ही है.
अंडरस्टूड सर. फाइन. थैंक यू सो मच सर.
थैंक यू.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. Next question comes from the line of Tejas Khandelwal with Prudent Equity. Please go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Hi, sir. So my question was for this EMS Realtek Private Limited, which we have acquired recently. So what kind of operations does that company have, and what kind of projects does that company have in real estate?
ये जो EMS Realtek को सब्सिडरी बना है ना, EMS Realtek में अपना लैंड बैंक है और कंस्ट्रक्शन का काम EMS लिमिटेड करेगी उसमें, तो हमें कोई पैसा नहीं लगाना उसमें.
तो सर ये लैंड बैंक पे कंस्ट्रक्शन शुरू हो चुका है अभी, या अभी बस प्लानिंग स्टेज पे है?
अभी तो प्लानिंग स्टेज में ही है. अभी मतलब जैसे नक्शे वगैरह ड्राइंग वगैरह बनवा रहे हैं, तो लगता है कि नवंबर तक उस स्टेज में आ जाएंगे हम.
सर उसका लैंड बैंक कितनी बड़ी है और उसका जो ग्रॉस डेवलपमेंट वैल्यू होगा वो क्या हो सकता है? कुछ अगर हो जाता, मतलब कुछ आप बता देते तो अच्छा होता.
लैंड बैंक होगा 200-250 करोड़ के लगभग.
ओके. और ये कॉस्ट ऑफ एक्विजिशन क्या था सर जो आपने लिया था? क्योंकि वैकेंसी इट इज द रिलेटेड पार्टी ट्रांजैक्शन, सो किस कॉस्ट पे एक्वायर हुआ था?
वो तो फेस वैल्यू पे ही जाएगी. उसमें तो कोई हमने पैसा लैंड बैंक का भी लिया नहीं वैसा कुछ EMS से. तो वो तो रियलटेक ने अपने रिसोर्सेज से लिया था.
ओके सर, ठीक है. So second question was on this order book only. So in how many contracts are we L1 bidder as on today?
अभी L1 बिडर जो है हम एक में है, दैट इज एट फतेहपुर यूपी. दैट इज फॉर अराउंड 185 करोड़ रुपीज. वी आर L1 bidders and some formal meetings are going on at the government level. They will approve it and we will get letter of intent, say within 15 days or so.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from the line of Dinesh Kulkarni with Finsight. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Sorry, I'm having some network issues and not able to, connect. May have missed some questions. But, sir, can you just repeat once again, like if you can, you have mentioned that hum log will be able to achieve 25% of the growth for this year as well. क्या हम लोग अपना EBITDA margin improve कर पाएंगे या it will be remain or it will be lower than what we are expecting?
No.
EBITDA margin?
We will achieve, our revenue growth. The projection for our revenue, that is around 1,200 or 1,250. And in terms of percentage, it will be around 25% for this year. And EBITDA margin will remain almost same. With plus minus 1% is always there, but it will remain the same.
Okay, that's great, sir.
In terms of percentage, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Sir, a question in terms of what you are saying is that we are not able to do our work because of the rainy season and all that. Has this impacted our working capital requirements in any ways that you are, like, I'm assuming that आपको payments जो मिलना चाहिए in terms of from the government and other clients?
We are even doing the less work now, so we are getting less payments. Our payment cycle is same still, whether it is a rainy season or not. So there is no payment crisis because whatever we are doing less and we are getting less. And when we will do more, we will get more. So no payment cycle is affected in any way.
Okay, so that is not impacting our current liabilities in any way, right? जो भी हमारा
Not at all. Because all the work is from government. If we are doing less, we will get less. If we will do more, we will get more. So payment cycle is not affected.
Okay, sir. Thanks, sir. And sir, मुझे और एक question है कि we wanted to acquire this bridge, the paper company. Any update on that? Like what is the final status on that? And how much we have paid for that and final thing?
Yeah. So that has already been done. It was already communicated in the March 2025.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have acquired 60% stake in that company.
Okay, so are we planning to acquire the rest 40% or like, I mean, I don't see any reason to keep it, as a minority or, subsidiary company. Any reason for that?
So, by paying 60%, we are able to use that land for 100% value. So I think we don't need to pump in more money into that company. We are only using that company to pledge the land as collateral for getting bank facilities in shape of bank guarantees. So that purpose is already being served.
So, fine. But just still the question we had last time when we discussed. So what is the purpose of the land? Say, obviously we are, mortgaging kind of a thing or using it as a collateral, but still
that is the purpose of the land.
Yeah, but still the land remains vacant, right? I mean, what is the use of the actual, is there anything productive happening on the land?
No, it was a running company. We acquired it from NCLT.
Right.
Okay. So the operations that are going on that land are in addition to the value that we paid for.
Okay, so what is the worth of operations I want to understand in terms of, say, revenue and...
I think in revenue-wise, I think it is going to generate revenue of about 100 crores per year. And margins, as it is a manufacturing unit, margins would be in range of 6 to 8%. So this is without requiring any money being pumped in from the owning company.
Right. So 6 to 8% is the PAT margin you are saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is additional that we are getting without putting in any money.
So basically we can assume 60% of that earnings and but revenue belongs to EMS, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and no further capex plans on this.
No further capex plan.
Okay. That sounds great, sir. I think that's it from my end, sir, and look forward to good results. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. Next question comes from the line of Rishabh, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Sir, मेरे दो थोड़े से fundamental questions थे.
So
firstly, on जैसे हम बोल रहे हैं कि we are planning to grow at a 25% growth number and roughly 25 से 26% margin हमारा maintain हो जाना चाहिए. Given our cash cycle, so most likely we would like to हमको debt और लेना पड़ेगा. So what is your expected gross debt assumption, debt to EBITDA का estimate?
नहीं, हमें debt और लेना पड़ेगा. I think this is mistaken already because we are debt free as of now. तो हमने debt हमारे पास है ही नहीं. In addition to that, has HEM project in which that is a mandatory to take debt to provide equity and to do the financial closure. So there is no debt on our company.
Okay.
On EMS Limited, there is no debt till date. We are debt-free company, except that the HEM project, which is a separate SPV, and that is having a debt as a financial closure. So we are debt-free already. We have never taken debt basically. We have the facility for debt, but we have not taken debt, and we are not looking for that. That is why we always say that we are looking for 25% to 30% growth, because this is the organic growth which we can maintain with internal accruals without taking debts. So that is our philosophy. Otherwise, seeing the scope of work, we could have grown with the 50% also, but that is 25 to 30% growth is our target. because we don't want to take any debt. That is our company policy that we won't take any debt as per the thinking at present.
Understood. So आपने previous participant में बोला आपका order book is currently roughly 2,500 crores, right? तो उसका आपका expected execution timeline is like 12 months, 12 to 18 months. या उस order book को हमको कैसे देखना चाहिए?
Actually, in different tenders, there is different time of completion, and usually it is 2 years. Usually it is 2 years, and sometimes it is 1.5 years. Somewhere it is 2.5 years. So usually, if you take an average, the completion period is 2 years. But as a safety, we presume it to be 2.5 years because there is some period which is used in engineering, design, survey, finalization and approvals. So we take it 2.5 years. So it is very safe to assume in our industry, in our type of industry, that whatever is the order book, you can execute 40% of that order book in coming year. So अगर मेरा 31 मार्च 25 को ऑर्डर बुक से 2,200 करोड़ था, तो मैं उसको 1,100 करोड़ एग्जीक्यूट कर दूंगा, क्योंकि जो उसमें मेरा डिजाइन अप्रूवल सब हो चुका, तो वो मैं 2 साल के हिसाब से 1 साल में 1100 करोड़ पूरा कर दूंगा. और जो मेरे इस साल में ऑर्डर आएंगे, वो ऑर्डर मान लीजिए मेरे आते हैं 800 करोड़ के, तो उसका मैं 25-30% ही कर पाऊंगा, क्योंकि उसमें मेरे कुछ समय लगेगा अप्रूवल्स में, ड्राइंग्स में, इसमें. तो अगर मैं 800 करोड़ के ऑर्डर विन करता हूँ इस साल में, तो मैं 200 करोड़ उसमें से कर पाऊंगा. तो 1100, 200, 1300, और अगर मार्जिन लें तो 12-12.5, 25% ग्रोथ हमारी हो जाती है. तो इस तरह से हमारी ऑर्डर बुक रन करती है, और हम इस टिपिकल इंडस्ट्री में लगभग सभी की ऑर्डर बुक इसी तरह से रन करती हुई मानी जाती है. अब वो कितना बेटर मैनेज करते, तो अगर बेटर मैनेज कंपनी है तो वो आपको 40% ऑफ द ऑर्डर बुक आराम से टर्नओवर देती है जो है.
ओके सर, ठीक है, परफेक्ट. थैंक यू फॉर द डिटेल आंसर. सर, एक लास्ट स्मॉल रिक्वेस्ट है कि द कंपनी कैन प्रोवाइड क्वार्टरली प्रेजेंटेशन. आई थिंक Q1 का अपलोड नहीं हुआ है, so that would be really be helpful for the investors.
Q1 का presentation, yes, that we will upload.
Sure, sir. Okay. Thank you. That's it from my side, sir.
Thank you. Next question comes from the line of Vineet with Ashika. Please go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, please.
Sir,
Yes, please.
Question is related to this execution risk. जैसे आपने बोला कि because of rain हम लोग projects नहीं कर पा रहे. So are we looking into next quarter भी यही आपका theme रहेगा? So are we looking to ramp up adjacent products like power distribution या doing more O&M contracts this time for the next 2, so you don't see, obligations to reach to that the target, revenue target?
I got your question. Basically, क्या है कि every first quarter after this April to June is always a slower quarter. So in place of 25% of the revenue, usually we complete 20% revenue of the total year. It is a trend of the industry. Or because in March we get all the receivables, so in June it is generally a slower quarter. And next quarter is also slower because rainy season starts usually from July and it ends up to August and mid-September. But this year it was 15 days earlier, most of the places, rainy season. That is why, although we fetch up that quarter to quarter we are still 4% up in terms of revenue, but because we lost our 10 to 15 days, that comes around 12 to 15% of the revenue we could have generated by doing the work in that period, which we couldn't do. As far as fetching up in the whole year is concerned, we are still doing a lot of works, not in the field of sewer laying and water supply. We are still doing the works related to STPs, buildings, WTPs, and all other works which are not being affected by the rainy season. We are also doing the necessary procurements on the sites. So we are not sitting idle basically seeing the rainy season. We are doing it. And that procurement will ultimately be converted into the real civil work, and that will generate the receivables from the time when, monsoon season is off, say by the end of September or something. So usually those people who are doing the storm water drainage work, sewerage work, water supply laying works, they are usually 40% in H1 and 60% in H2. That is a usual trend all along the years. If you see our history, you will find like that only. But this year it could remain 35% in first half one and 65% in H2. So due to that rainy season, but it is not affecting our overall revenue or overall profits. This is just an unprecedented rain which has caused some hindrance and affecting and apparently giving the results as they have grown only by 4%. So I think I have made it clear how it goes.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next question comes from the line of Paras Cheda with Purple One Vertex Venture LLP. Please go ahead.
Sir, business wise, तो at least we've understood. Only one thing my end, sir, कि अपना कुछ investment थोड़ा सा significant investment एक Polymatech Electronics में किया हुआ है, तो वहाँ पे कोई thought process है सर कि कोई development या वहाँ पे at some point कुछ value unlocking etc. कुछ हो सके मतलब?
सर वो तो एज लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट किया था और अभी तो उसको जब हमने अपना हमारा जो आईपीओ था उससे पहले ही वो इन्वेस्टमेंट है, तो अभी तो हाँ तो अभी तो सर उसको लिक्विडेट करने का कोई ख्याल नहीं है। बाकी अगर कंपनी में अगर कुछ केपेक्स की जरूरत पड़ी, अभी तो कोई खास केपेक्स की जरूरत है नहीं और मार्केट कंडीशंस उनकी ठीक हुई, वैल्यू ठीक मिली तो सोच सकते हैं, पर अभी कोई ऐसा ख्याल नहीं है।
तो एज ऑफ नाउ अपन एक लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर है इज व्हाट द थिंकिंग इज।
या
अंडरस्टूड सर, ठीक है सर, बढ़िया।
Thank you. Next question comes from the line of Pankaj Motwani with Equirus. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. Sir, I just have one single bookkeeping question. So, like as per your disclosure, this Bridge Bihari company. So, like you were saying, this like the Bridge Bihari company is using 20% of the property plant equipment, and for the.
Can you please talk a bit louder?
So I'm saying this Bridge Bihari company. So like you have mentioned that the 20%, like you are using 20% of the property plant equipment in this company. So and the rest 80% is not being used. So like you are not charging depreciation on this asset. So my question is like as per Ind AS 16. So like the depreciation is start like whenever the asset is intended, like the asset is available for use. And so my question was on that like the asset is like if you have the asset available for use, so why aren't we charging depreciation on the same?
Depreciation. Just wait a second, please.
Yes. Okay.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I was not able to, I think, correctly understand your question, but I think you are asking if we are claiming depreciation on the asset. Is that your question, sir?
My question is, like you said, this 80% of the asset we are not using. That's why we are not charging depreciation on that.
No, I don't think I ever said that.
No, so it is mentioned on your results.
The only discussion that we say was that we have acquired 60% stake in that company.
Yes, I got it, but I'm saying this disclosure is mentioned in your Q1 results. That's why I'm asking.
Where in that Q1 results, sir?
So it's on page 11, footnote number 8.
Yeah. So, sir, we are not using 100% of the machinery that is present there. So, I think we are only claiming depreciation on the machinery that are currently being used.
Yeah, that I understand, but as per Ind AS 16, so Ind AS 16, what Ind AS 16 says? So, as per Ind AS 16, depreciation should start when the asset is ready for use. Irrespective, if we are not using, we should book depreciation.
It is not put to use, sir.
I am saying depreciation should charge whenever the asset is ready for use. Irrespective,
the whole asset is not ready for use.
Okay, but I think, as you have said, that this company was actively working before our acquisition, why asset was not ready?
The whole plant was not operational. There are 4 to 5 machineries. Out of that, 2 machineries were operational.
Okay, so we have to incur more capex on those machineries?
No, we don't plan to invest any money in this company. If the company is able to generate money to start those machineries, then it may start. But EMS Limited is not going to pump in any money in that company. Our primary objective was to use this land for mortgaging to the bank, and it will remain so. Any business or income that is generated in that company through its own assets or is additional benefit to the company.
Okay, so if those machinery you don't want to use those machinery, so any plans?
We don't want to put in any money in that company because it is not our primary line of business. But if that company on standalone basis generates enough revenue or income to start those machineries, then it is fine.
Yes, I got it. Just I'm saying the 80% of the machinery. So those 80% of machinery, do you want to sell them because you are not using them and you don't want to?
Yes, sir. We are also thinking on that line. We are assessing the scrap value. If it is acceptable and seems the market, the rates seem appropriate, then the company may decide to scrap those machineries.
Thank you. Mr. Motwani, please rejoin the queue for more questions. A reminder to all the participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. Next question comes from the line of Ruth Westborough, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Ram Saab, Tomar Saab. I've been invested in your company for about 2 years now, and it's been a good journey, sir. बस एक तो observation थे which I wanted to ask. The rate of order flow on QH पहले जो हुआ करते थे वो अभी काफी कम हो गए हैं. तो क्या इसकी वजह ये है कि नंबर ऑफ टेंडर्स कम हो गए हैं या फिर एक क्लोजर का टाइमलाइन बढ़ गया है, सर?
नहीं, rate of order flow, if you can explain a bit more, what does it actually mean? We are getting continuous orders and our unexecuted order book is increasing continuously, and the bidding we are doing is also increasing. We are under more than 4,000 crore rupees bids in pipeline and 2,005 crore rupees order book in hand. So exactly, I couldn't get your valuable point basically. What you intend? Yeah.
Sir, before you had joined, sir, about 9 months back, जब ऐसा ही कॉल हुआ था, at that time our order in hand was about 2,200 crore. And the number of bids we had done about was 4,500 crore. So पिछले 9 महीने में what I am saying is about 200 crore का order हमने जीता हुआ.
So whatever orders we are going, we are also executing, na? That is why this is as on date unexecuted order book. Once the execution is done, that is deducted from the standing order books. So we have
order closure भी same rate से चल रहा है और
exactly rather we have executed, say, in last 9 months 600-700 crores rupees orders, so that is deducted now from the at that time order book, it is deducted, and fresh order it has added, so now it has achieved 2,200 to 2,500 crore rupees order book. So order book is increasing, that is net order book basically. It's not only that this is the order book which is a fixed. हाँ बस उतना ही है This is always calculated as unexecuted works basically. Unexecuted works is our order book in our terms.
मैं सर ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ, whenever you win an order, I think it will help if you make that announcement so that the positivity continues to stay. That is one, sir. My second question is, sir, L&T has also come into this line in a big way, because I have seen some wins from their side also on the sewage.
Can you please repeat it?
Larsen and Toubro भी सर इस टाइप के ऑर्डर्स उठाने में आया हुआ है सर, पहले नहीं थे वो? नहीं L&T हो सकता आए हों. L&T ने पहले यूपी में 1-2 काम किया है और जगह भी किया है, लेकिन वो अभी मेनली क्या है कि जो सीवरेज नेटवर्क है और जो लेइंग ऑफ सीवर्स इन द सिटी एरिया है या लेइंग ऑफ वाटर सप्लाई लाइन इन द सिटिंग एरिया है, उसमें फिलहाल अभी हमारे कंपटीशन में अभी L&T कहीं हमें नहीं दिखा है. दे आर डूइंग द वर्क्स ऑफ STP एंड WTP as a standalone, because that is the work which is being executed in a campus sort of thing. So in that they are there. Vatek Wabag is also there in diesel plants and WTP and STP. और हम लोग जो है उसमें कर रहे हैं काम अपना जो एग्जीक्यूशन का. तो अभी हमारे किसी टेंडर में हमको फेस नहीं हुआ है जो कंपटीटर के रूप में जो है, इतना ही हमको मालूम है. बाकी उनकी कंपनी का प्रोफाइल दे मस्ट बी नोइंग बेटर.
Thank you. Mr. Vora, please rejoin the queue for more questions. A reminder to all the participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. Next question comes from the line of Prasad, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi sir, good afternoon. Thanks for the opportunity. So I have 2 questions. So one is on promoter pledge, where I could look, we had around 7.6 around last quarter and it has increased to 11. So can I know the reason, sir?
Not audible. Sorry, you are not audible, please.
Sorry, sir. I'm audible now?
Yeah, you are audible now.
Yes, sir. I have 2 questions, sir. So one is on promoter pledge.
Please be a bit loud. Please be a bit loud.
Okay. So I have 2 questions, sir. On promoter pledge, so we have around 7% of promoter pledge, which has been increased to 11. So may I know the reason, sir?
Yeah. So there was we acquired some property on personal basis. For that, some fund was raised by pledging of the shares.
Okay, thank you, sir. So is there any timeline this pledge will be reduced on any time frame, like 12 months down the line, 18 months down the line, sir?
So I think the pledge is not substantial, but I think coming 1.5 years, yeah, this pledge will be removed.
Got it, sir. Yeah. Okay. So just one more question, sir. So are we doing business in Punjab? So currently Punjab is badly impacted on monsoons, right, sir? So are we doing any business there, sir?
Can you please repeat that?
Are we doing any business in Punjab, sir?
No, currently we are not executing any project in Punjab.
Okay. So due to this rainy season, I do understand based on your commentary, like our revenues will be impacted. So looking into the equation that you have shared, 35% in H1 and 65% in H2, so we may see a decline on year-on-year quarter basis, kind of Q2, right? Sir, is my understanding right, sir?
Yeah, I think that's right. But we are going to maintain our guidance for year-on-year basis.
Got you, sir. Yeah. Fair enough. Thank you, sir. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from the line of Dinesh Kulkarni with Finsight. Please go ahead.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity, sir, again. Sir, my right question was, like, as you mentioned, we'll be doing some 25% revenue growth this year, which is great. And so, जो अभी पेपर कंपनी है उसका you're saying like 100 crores of revenue we're expecting. So this 25% growth is inclusive of 100 crores or excluding this?
No. That guidance is for EMS Limited on standalone basis.
Okay.
Any revenue generated by our subsidiary would be in addition to that.
So that is like, because see, this is a 60% subsidiary, so we'll do a full consolidation, right? So on a consolidated basis, it will be 100 crores plus we have to do, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's it from my end. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants that you may press star and one to ask a question. Next question comes from the line of Paras Cheda with Purple One Vertex Ventures LLP. Please go ahead.
सर एक पॉइंट पे अपना एक कुछ प्रेफ मनी रेज करने का प्लान था लास्ट ईयर, विच ऑफ कोर्स मार्केट कंडीशंस हैव चेंज, तो खाली वही समझना था उस पे कोई अपडेट है एंड व्हाट वाज दैट मनी एट सम पॉइंट बीइंग टारगेटेड फॉर, तो अभी वो किस तरह का वो प्लान है क्या एट सम पॉइंट?
Yeah, so it is under process. You see, this whole process is guided by the market. So as soon as market stabilizes and if any deal is finalized, then you will surely get to know.
But वो सर वो जो फंडिंग का प्लान जो था, yeah, and whenever it happens, what was the purpose typically? I mean, generally वो किसके लिए यूज होने वाला था? Because we are that way net debt free. So just trying to of course higher equity will be used for certain business purposes, but just trying to understand क्या purpose हो सकता है सर इसमें?
For executing large HAM projects, we were looking for that.
Okay, and those opportunities, right? And those opportunities continue to exist, मतलब?
Yeah, those opportunities continue to exist, and frequent tenders are floated by various departments on regular basis.
So it is about good market timing eventually, and then we'll hopefully look to enter that space also.
Yeah, yes.
Understood. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants that you may press star and one to ask a question. Next question comes from the line of Ruth Vesvora, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, we had picked up one HAM order. Do we plan to continue to bid during the next few months on HAM products, or we will wait for completion of the existing HAM product and then?
Actually, the HAM project which we have undertaken is already complete, and we are getting annuity since last September. That is around 1 year we are getting annuity for that. And basically what is happening in particularly in NMCG, that is National Mission for Clean Ganga, there are so many projects being floated as HAM projects. The intention of the Namami Gange mission could be that if you do the work with some capex of the government and some capex of the SPV, so you do the good work and maintenance for 15 years is also done. So there are so many projects only in UP and India-wise they are coming from the government side. So we are definitely intending to go for the HAM projects of the ticket size of 500 crore plus. So for that we were planning for this fundraise and all that, and that is still under consideration. And we are bidding for that. As soon as the bidding process itself takes 4-5 months minimum, because HAM project bidding is a bit different and it's more cumbersome bidding than the EPC projects. So we are continuously behind it to get the work because that is our field. A National Mission for Clean Ganga and river regeneration, river pollution abatement works. That is our field basically. So we are definitely looking for HEM projects. And the fundraising phenomena or the fundraising concept was for that HEM project only.
Sir, one last question. Sir, FY26 we expect to do about 1250 crores. What's the plan for FY27 and 28, sir?
Actually, I can tell one thing, that since the inception of the company, it is almost 12 years when we are having the balance sheet. So in 2012-13, we were at 109 crores. Then after 6 years, in 2018-19, we were 313 crore standalone. And in 2024-25, after 6 years again, we have 939 crore standalone. So that is a cumulative progress of 20% per annum in revenue. And in these 12 years, 2.5 years were COVID affected. So we also remained stagnated like other companies remained. So we got an average growth of 23-24%, and we are still looking for 24-25%, not for this year, but the years coming ahead, so many years to come. We will try to grow by 25 to 30%. So that is our target as a long-term perspective.
Correct. लेकिन सर हमारी order book अभी इस line से grow नहीं हो रही है, इसलिए मैं पूछता हूँ.
नहीं, order book is sufficiently growing because we have the 2,500 crore rupees unexecuted orders. Basically, order book and unexecuted order book could slightly confuse anybody. Unexecuted order books, we have already raised the bill against these orders. The 2,500 crore rupees order book is still there. I can complete in 2 years. So 2 years, even if I don't get any order, I will do the 1,250 crore rupees work. So order book is sufficient, and we are continuously getting the orders, and the bids are in pipeline is of the order of 4,000 crore rupees. So that is like that. We are growing in terms of order. We are growing in terms of orders in pipeline. We are growing in terms of bidding process, and we are in line perfectly to grow with the 25 to 30% growth revenue-wise.
Right, sir. एक बार राम साहब आपकी तरफ से कोई any view on your long-term perspective will really help, sir.
सर, जैसा कि इन्होंने बताया कंसल साहब ने, हमारा यही है कि भाई हम मेजरली वाटर सेक्टर के काम करते हैं और वही काम करते रहेंगे, और ये 10-20% काम तो हम अपनी जो एडिशनल क्वालिफिकेशन है उसको बढ़ाने के लिए एक्स्ट्रा करते हैं. वो शुरू से ही करते हैं, जब हम स्टार्ट से भी ऐसे ही हमारा बिजनेस मॉडल है, ऐसे ही करते रहेंगे, और इसमें 20-25% की ग्रोथ आती रहेगी. उसमें हमारे पास इसमें ये है कि भाई अगर आप Q2Q देखोगे तो वो शायद नहीं मिलेगा, क्योंकि इसमें बहुत सारे फैक्टर होते हैं. हमारा सब अंडरग्राउंड सर्विसेज होती है. जैसे कई इलेक्शन होंगे तो वहाँ 3 महीने के लिए खुदाई बंद हो जाएगी. बारिश अगर पहले आ गई, 1 महीना पहले बारिश आ गई, तो थोड़ा रिजल्ट उस क्वार्टर के उतने अच्छे नहीं रहेंगे. अब की बात जैसे बारिश लंबी चल रही है, वो सेकंड क्वार्टर और भी थोड़ा डाउन जाएगा. पैट मेंटेन रहेगा और प्रोग्रेस भी जैसा हम चाह रहे हैं, टोटल ग्रोथ वो वैसे चलती रहेगी, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. ईयर ऑन ईयर बेसिस सब रिजल्ट सही मिलेंगे.
सर, कुछ 50% ग्रो करने की प्लानिंग चल रही है सर?
नहीं, हमारा तो वही 25% के राउंड अबाउट ही है. 50% करने के लिए तो हमें डाइल्यूट करना पड़ेगा फिर. वो हमारा अभी कोई इरादा है नहीं.
ओके, राइट सर.
ओके, थैंक यू.
Thank you. Next question comes from the line of Paras Cheda with Purple One Vertex Ventures LLP. Please go ahead.
सर, उसी वो प्रेस के बारे में बात कर रहा था कि आई अंडरस्टैंड. आप तो अभी मैंने आपका रिस्पॉन्स सुना, तो हैम के लिए तो आप कोशिश कर ही रहे हो. तो आई एम सेइंग कि वहाँ पे वी शुड एग्रेसिवली बिड फॉर, एंड इन द टाइम जब मार्केट सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहे तब तक वी कैन प्रॉब्ली टेक अ शॉर्ट टर्म ब्रिज लोन एंड उसके बाद वी कैन जस्ट रिप्लेस दैट व्हेनेवर मार्केट कंडीशंस आर फेवरेबल. बट बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटी अगर है बड़ी तो आई थिंक वी शुड गो फॉर दैट इज मेरा सजेशन सर.
देखिए ये क्या होता है, कुछ आपकी कंपनी के कुछ फंडामेंटल कंसेप्ट्स होते हैं जिसके आधार पर आप शुरू से चलते हो बनते हो, तो वो इमीडिएटली आप चेंज नहीं करते हो, क्योंकि आपके हो सकता है जानने पहचानने में ऐसे एक्सपीरियंसेस हों कि डेट्स लिया, डेट्स गया, कंपनी डूब गई. तो हमारी पॉलिसी में नहीं है वो बेसिकली है. दैट इज नथिंग लाइक के हम उसको खराब मान रहे हैं. बहुत सारी कंपनी लेती हैं एंड दे कैन ग्रो फास्टर एंड बेटर, बट एज फार एज आवर पॉलिसी इज कंसर्न द कंपनी मैनेजमेंट डजंट थिंक कि वी शुड गो फॉर एनी डेट. तो
वो तो बहुत ही बढ़िया बात है, लेकिन सर खाली मेरा एक ही सजेशन, आई मीन बहुत ही बढ़िया बात है टू स्टे नेट डेट इज ऑलवेज गुड.
योर सजेशन इज नॉट एट ऑल डिनाइड, दैट इज अ गुड सजेशन.
मेरा खाली इतना ही था कि लेट्स से अबाउट 10-15% भी अगर अपन करते हैं अगर डेट ऑफ इक्विटी, तो
अब आप इसे ऐसे भी ले सकते हो कि इतना एम्बिशन नहीं है, 25-30% ग्रोथ का ही एम्बिशन है, उससे ज्यादा एम्बिशन नहीं है, ऐसा भी मान सकते.
ओके.
और ईपीसी प्रोजेक्ट
हमको अपनी जो कैपेबिलिटी है कंपनी की वो बहुत बढ़िया पोजीशन है सर, तो उस पे अगर अपन लिवरेज कर सकते हैं तो ये अपॉर्चुनिटी भी है सर. तो आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि आप बड़े डेट पे जाओ, पूरा फिलॉसफी चेंज करिए. मेरा खाली क्या मानना था सर कि हैम प्रोजेक्ट सपोज अपने को अच्छे बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटी आ रही है, तो इन अ सर्टेन प्रोपोर्शन लेट से अगर आज 100 करोड़ का, आज अपना अगर 1000 करोड़ का बैलेंस शीट है नेट वर्थ,
हम लोग कंटिन्यूअसली टेंडर डाल रहे हैं. जैसे अभी अलीगढ़ में है, इसमें हम कंटिन्यूअसली टेंडर डाल रहे हैं और ईपीसी के भी हम टेंडर डाल रहे हैं. लेकिन अगर हैम के हमको ऑर्डर बड़े मिल जाते हैं, देखिए इसमें क्या होता है, स्ट्राइक रेट पता लगा आपने 2 टेंडर डाले, दोनों मिल गए, स्ट्राइक रेट 100% हो गया. 2 टेंडर डाले, 0 मिला, स्ट्राइक रेट 0% हो गया. So we are behind the HAM project standards and we are doing it. And in EPC also we are basically we have to look for the good tenders also. So that our pre-bid engineering team works. So every tender we don't participate basically. So we have to see so many things in the tender, how much is the pipeline, what is the STP capacity, how we can make our profits, whatever we think that we should get. So there are certain criteria. हम में भी हम लोग aggressively bidding कर रहे हैं. We are daily preparing for the bids. तो उसके लिए यह है कि अगर लॉन्ग टर्म में वो होगा तो हम उसी के लिए जो अपना QIP या समथिंग फंड रेजिंग है उसके बारे में हम लोग सोच रहे हैं. ईपीसी प्रोजेक्ट हम लोग आराम से इंटरनल एक्रूवल से कर लेते हैं, क्योंकि अभी थोड़ा रिटेंशन भी गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से कम हो रहा है, जो बिल्स में रिटेंशन हुआ करता था. तो दैट विल ईज अवर कंडीशन एंड वी कैन फर्दर increase the growth to 25 to 30-35% also in future, let us see. So but we as a guidance we can guide for 25% plus.
नहीं बढ़िया है सर. आई मीन आई एग्री विथ यू, बहुत ही अच्छा ही फिलोसफी है. खाली एक ही सजेशन था कि ऐसा कभी कुछ शॉर्ट टर्म आ जाता है तो एक छोटा सा 10% तक का भी अगर अपन लेना पड़े तो लेके वी कैन देन इवेंचुअली रिप्लेस.
बिल्कुल आपका वैल्यूएबल सजेशन बिल्कुल नोट टेकन है एंड वी विल डेफिनेटली कंसिडर. आपके सजेशन को हम आउटराइट वो नहीं बोलेंगे, उसको कंसिडर करेंगे. ठीक है, थैंक यू.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, due to time constraints, we have reached the end of question and answer session. I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Ramveer Singh, promoter and chairman, for the closing remarks.
Thank you. आप सब लोगों के जितने सजेशन आए और जो भी कंपनी के हित में होगा सब उसी हिसाब से डिसीजन लिए जाएंगे. और टाइम टू टाइम आप हमें ये सजेशन देते रहना, हम उन सबको कोऑपरेट करते हुए आगे बढ़ेंगे. और हम वादा करते हैं कि जो हमारी पिछला इतिहास है हम उसको आगे लेकर चलते रहेंगे, आपको कभी निराश नहीं करेंगे. थैंक यू.
Thank you. On behalf of EMS Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us. You may now disconnect your lines.